Hello and welcome back to the Government of Paladonia YouTube channel. Sorry for the hiatus, we expected that we'd have our micronation what not to do and what to do video out by now, but we don't. However, it's been a while and there's been quite a few changes within this nation. First of all, we have a space program, which is really cool, and that's also what this video is about. On January 13th, 2025, we launched our first rocket, not from Paladonia, but from Armstrong, BC. And in this video, we are going to analyze what went right, what went wrong, what we can improve on for the next mission, because we will indeed be using this rocket for another mission, and what is the future of Paladonia's space industry. First, let's carefully analyze this first bit of footage. This was taken on an Osmo 360, and captures the first half of the launch. Then, the phone captures the landing. So, let's get into it. And there will be some pretty big things to point out through this. First off, when I counted down 3, 2, 1, the rocket did not launch. But this was a simple mistake. I basically did not push the key in tight enough. Anyways, at T-minus 0 seconds, the rocket lifts off the launch pad, taking less than a second to clear the tower. 4 seconds later, the rocket reaches apogee and becomes visible again. If you look to the bottom half of the screen, you can see the rocket deploy its parachute. Now there was recovery wadding inside the rocket, however, this wadding was never actually found. Here you can see is the moment that there is an explosion that blows out the nose cone and the parachute. Now here's where we get to the interesting part. This rocket was assembled, recovery wadding, homemade, parachute, nose cone and all, about a week before launch. This gave the rocket plenty of time to wear down. In fact, the cap that holds onto the nose cone actually came off and had to be reassembled just before launch. Thankfully, that didn't seem to be an issue during the mission. However, what did seem to be an issue was the fact that the parachute was so scrunched up from being stuffed inside for about a week that it didn't actually work. So, you can see in this footage, which I will slow down, after it is deployed, the rocket parachute does not unfurl because it's too crunched up. In fact, this photo is of the rocket after it had already landed. If the parachute had deployed, it would be unfurled all over the ground, but it was still in its scrunched up position from a week ago. In fact, this photo I showed you earlier is of the parachute after the rocket had been recovered and brought back to the house. But it was still in this scrunched up position. And in this photo, we can see the parachute is smaller than the nose cone, meaning that, in all likelihood, it did not deploy. Showing that because it was put in over a week before the launch, this meant that it was too hard to actually deploy. Here is when the second piece of footage captured the rocket's fall and eventual landing. As you can see, it's falling way faster than normal and also twisting in the air due to the parachute. But it does make a soft enough landing that there is no damage and it can do another flight. Therefore, from this mission, we can concur that we need to assemble the rocket closer to launch day so there is no damage and that the rocket is ready to go. And also, next time we will be using professional recovery wadding from Estes. We will not be using homemade ones, although it does appear that the homemade recovery wadding did actually work in this case. All we did was put 5 grams of baking powder in some water and soaked towels in it. Then we took it out and put it in the rocket. Turns out that actually worked, and it was fireproof enough for it did not light on fire, or else we would have seen a fiery ball of fire coming toward the ground. Some other fun little tidbits is I took a before and after of the engine. This is the B64 engine when it's in the rocket, then, after the launch, this is what it's like. It actually did rather well, and the outside of the engine is probably still reusable if you put new chemicals in there. But we will throw away this engine once we figure out how to. Also, this is the reflector disc after the launch, and this is actually some ash on the snow from the launch, so I'd like to think that we burnt the snow with this launch. And that's it for now. We plan to do a few more test flights with this rocket, well, Not really test flights, just full-on flights, before eventually building our own homemade design. But before then, we will say that sorry for the hiatus, it's been 10 months since we made a video, and there will be another one out soon. But in the meantime as well, if we do have any more incidents during our launches, we will make a video analyzing them. But if everything goes right, then we may not make a video. So, thanks for watching this, and we will see you guys later.